Today is a very interesting day. Today is April 5th, 2020. So me personally, I've always been into numerology, and I think numbers are very important, especially in like our everyday life and even in the universe. Um, so to break this down a little bit, I want to start with the number five. Five represents change. When you see the number five, you have to think of change, and sometimes it's change in your immediate situation. Sometimes it's change in life, but that's what you have to think of when you see the number five. And we look at four, which represents April. The number four. Four represents foundation, and it means work and creating a strong and stable foundation. It represents stability as well and security. Um, and then you look at 2020, which is also another four. So what you have is 454. Together, it would equal 4 plus 5 equals 9, plus 4 equals 13. 13 itself is a number that represents expansion. So since 13 is a number that represents expansion, it represents the universe. And remember, I was saying in the video about fractals that we are a representation of the universe via the black dot that exists inside of us called our pineal gland. And the pineal gland is a mini representation of the universe, even though in terms of physics and the universe and things like that, there is no such thing as size, really. I think size is understood as just perception in a way. I can't remember the exact explanation for it, but that's what I got from it. That size isn't really that important because you can look at things on a very small scale and still understand things on a very large scale. Like looking at something microscopic, you can understand something on a large scale, like even like in the universe, you can understand like the planets. You can understand the nature of how the sun moves. I mean, how the planets move around the sun. You can understand that from looking at an atom and the behavior of an atom. And I just wanted to say that today is a very important day for myself, especially because it marks the day that I'm deciding. Even though I decided a couple of days ago, but it's getting more solidified as the days go on that now is the time and opportunity for me, myself personally, to be expanding. And that's what I'm going to do moving forward, is expand and expose myself to a more expansive life or nature. And it's so funny because a few months ago I was at work, and I got the inspiration to write down some affirmations for no particular reason, because I hadn't necessarily decided to, but internally there was a thought, there was a voice, maybe it was a past self that was saying that I need to write down my affirmations at this particular moment. And I can't remember exactly everything that I wrote, but I believe it was a few of them that I can't remember. Okay, one of them was saying that I need to I'm ready to develop a better relationship with myself. I am looking to connect with myself, or I am open to connecting with myself. And one of them that is very important, and it's the reason why I'm telling you this now, is it was saying that I am ready to expand. And that day, for some reason or another, I crossed it out. It's like a single line crossing it out. Um, like for me, when I cross something out, or when I scratch something out, I usually make it like in circles, like it's like really like blurred out, like you can't make it out what it is. But for some reason, that day I had the intention to put a single line through it. And what that signifies to me is that I wasn't ready at that particular moment in my life to expand. But looking at it, I think it was yesterday I looked at it, or maybe it was a couple of days ago I looked at it. I want to say Friday. Today's Sunday. So I want to say Friday I looked at it, and it was on my meditation pillow. And I was just looking at it. I had just learned about fractals and everything. It's mind blowing how everything just kind of is falling into place right now. So I just learned about fractals and how it's about expanding and things of that nature, and it just made more sense because I feel more inspired now to expand than I did then. Maybe that affirmation came to fruition at that particular moment, but it just felt right to do so now. And that's another thing. Like, it is very important to write down your affirmations, to say your affirmations, and to really believe in your affirmations. Like, even though I don't think I believed in it like fully at that moment, like there was something inside of me that was saying that it wasn't the right time for me to have this full circle moment, maybe, and and to decide that this is the right time for me to expand. And I just really think that it's very important for us to, first of all, write our affirmations, but also to believe in our affirmations and to believe in ourselves ultimately, because that takes us a long way. And I really wanted to pass on the message that this is a time for expansion for not only me, but for you as well. Because, like, we look at the world now and we see that we're facing, like, a lockdown and quarantine, and we're not able to work. We're not able to get out the house when we want to. We have to be out at specific times and in at specific times. So what that basically is representing is contracting. Um, and it's basically telling us that we have to contract and be closed in to bring things closer into ourselves. Like, we have to be faced with many energies that we weren't faced with before, and that's basically what the universe does. It expands and contracts as well. That's what your lungs do when you take a breath. When you take a breath in, your lungs expand. When you take a breath out, your lungs, it contracts. So basically, it's another representation of how we are in connection with the universe around us, and how we can be used to represent the universe. The universe. um, yeah, I get excited about this stuff, but I want to make sure that my message is coming across as clear as well. So I know that in my heart of hearts that the people who want to understand, or who are open to understanding, they will understand. And those who aren't necessarily open right at this moment, but they see this video, at some point, the message that I'm getting across to you will process. So you don't necessarily have to know, or you don't have to necessarily worry, or you don't have to want to have this message, or you don't necessarily have to attain this message right now. You don't have to process this message right now. Like, it's gonna be in your system if you listen to this message. And at the right moment, the message will be processed. It will be implemented. It will be digested. It will be digested and put into your system, and you'll be able to get or make full use of the message that I'm trying to get across to you. It will make more sense to you. And yeah, I just want to say, first of all, I love you, and I just really wanted to come and share that message. But I love you. I love you, and yeah, I'm gonna make another video, but I just wanted to get this message out real quick.